Yeah, I'm losing you. I'm losing you again.
Okay.
We'll give him a second here. I think I lost you, Master Legend. Are you still there? Can you hear me? All right, I'm going to have to break into a song. Here's What a Shame by Shinedown. Jay Stone, rockmetaltalk.com.
Strongest whiskey Kentucky can make. That's a recipe to put a vagabond on his hands and knees. I watched it all up close, I knew him more than most. I saw a side of him he never showed, full of sympathy for a world that wouldn't let him be. That's the man he was. Have you heard? What a shame to judge a life that you can't change. The choir sings, the church bells ring, so won't you give this man his wings? What a shame to have to beg you to see we're all the same. What a shame.
All right, we're back with Master Legend. I had to give him a call back because there's some storms in his area. So we were basically talking about, you know, everything that you go through during the course of your day. Is there anybody or any other superheroes, you know, real life superheroes that you patrol with?
A lot of times people come team up with me, and I do have a few friends out here that are Justice Crusaders. There's Mikey Hex and Captain Kirk, and they're two great friends of mine, and also with the Occupy movement. I met them through the Occupy movement, and then they joined up with me, and they've been Justice Crusaders for years now. And then I have others that come to join me. There's a friend of mine, Raptor. He goes by the name Raptor, and he likes to rap. And so we're going out on the streets and all, and he sings the songs to people out in the streets. It's pretty fun. And so yeah. And then I've had my friend Brimstone for a long time. He's been with me as a Justice Crusader for a long time. I'm trying to figure how many years, over 15 years. And then, I'll tell you, he's been around a long time, but now he's with this lady and got himself girlfriend that doesn't want him out there doing that kind of stuff too much anymore.
Right. I mean, that's understandable. It's, you know, it's dangerous. I mean, you are putting your life on the line. So, you also have a radio show that you just started back up again. So if you want to just throw out there a couple of places that my listeners can find you, some of them know who you are already. I know of you for a few years just from seeing the post, you know, the magazines, all the stuff. So it's a pretty cool thing you're getting recognized for it. Where can my listeners find out about everything about you, your radio show, and everything you do?
Yes, well, there's so many magazines and stuff. I forgot all the magazines I've been in, and there's different documentaries. I got my YouTube channel, but if people just, you know, there's some people that's made some fun of me, like in that movie, that big documentary that you've seen. They tried to make me out to be this drunk guy. Well, that's not really the truth there. The only reason they did that is because through the 3 days they were around, they tried to film every single beer I drank. So there wasn't that many beers. They just tried to make it look like it. And then so you'll see some things on YouTube where people, there's a few things they try to make fun of me. But for the most part, just YouTube Master Legend, and you'll see all these other documentaries I've done that show a lot of good stuff. Be on the news, the things that I do, the real stuff I do, not concentrating on me hitting on the pretty ladies and drinking a couple thirst quenchers,
Right.
But I didn't try to play myself off to be no Mr. Perfect, because that's one of the messages I try to give to everybody. You don't have to be perfect to try to step in the superhero world. Those people that try to play that, they're so perfect and they do nothing wrong, or their standards of society, that they're just trying to put on a show. That's just putting on a show right there. I don't put on a show for the people, and that's how come, I'll put on a show of just trying to be a friendly guy, tell some jokes and stuff like that, and make myself a person that tries to be liked a bit, but I'm not putting on a fake show. You see, not trying to put on any faking and all that you may see. And all. So that's why I say, if anyone wants to just Google Master Legend, you'll see list of all kinds of things I've done and been in, from helping to build wells in Africa to many documentaries and helping out people left and right, and like I say, the YouTube videos are pretty good. There's one. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, there's one with Wesh TV where Master Legend on Wesh News, and that's a really good one. I'm pretty proud of, because the whole city of Orlando made a pretty good turnout. They actually gave me a great welcoming, and that very day I did that video. It was another busy day for Master Legend then, and I had to do pictures for Lake and Sumter Style magazine, which is a town. It's a town, Lake and Sumter. It's a pretty big area here in Florida. Then I did the Orlando Sentinel, where I made the front page and had that story. So for a good story, check out Orlando Sentinel, Master Legend. And I was pretty proud of all of that, and I did it all those in one day. But like I say, there's documentaries with my friend Alex Keene, and other ones from Full Sail that they went out with me and on the real patrols and stuff like that. Didn't try to lead me into doing something I didn't want to do, or try to manipulate and leave out the good stuff to put their point of view. Because I can tell you, with that documentary that people seen, the one that everybody knows about, those guys were, that guy Michael. His name is Michael, I kind of forget, Barnett, and, or Barnett, one or the other. Anyway, they were out to make me look bad. I can go into all the details. They paid other people that were in that movie, they paid them money. They're giving them money still right now. They haven't given me a penny. Not a single penny. And to help me out with my causes or anything, and all they wanted to do was try to make me look bad. But you know what? It backfired in their face, because all around the world, people contact me from places such as Turkey, Bangladesh, Jerusalem, Norway, New Zealand, Australia, Germany. And they like me. They wound up liking me better than all the others, because they could see right through that fake act. That some of them, I'm not going to bring up names,
right?
But I think anyone can tell. And the ones, and those are the very ones that were hoping to make me look bad, in a hopes to ruin the name of Master Legend, the guy who set the standard way too high for them to follow. That's what happened.
Right. Well, you were definitely a standout in the documentary. I mean, you were the one I remembered. So, and then I started looking up the documentary, and that's how I found you. But you were definitely a standout in that. But yeah, they did portray you like that, and that's a shame. But it's a good thing it backfired on them. So.
Yes, it backfired on them, and also another thing that they will hate. And I never expected this. When I got into my superhero stuff, I only wanted to go out and fight evil and help people out. But here's some breaking news for you and your audience. be looking on Amazon. You know how Netflix has its Netflix TV shows?
Yep.
I just came back from Hollywood last month and working with the writers and all the producers for my TV series that's going to be coming out real soon here.
That's awesome. Do you know when that's going to come out?
I don't have no exact date. It's set there now. It's all in the process being worked on right now, and it's not. The thing is, I wish I could be playing myself, but they're going to have somebody play me in my younger days stories and adventures. Because you know, you may have heard of Josh Behrman.
It sounds familiar.
He wrote the movie Argo,
Right.
And he won all those Academy Awards and all that. Well, he's been a friend of mine for some years now. He wrote my story in Rolling Stone magazine also. He also buys comics from me, my comic adventures, and my stories that he's been collecting and all, and so based upon a lot of them stories that I've written and the comics, then they're going to put this show together, and it's going to feature me from in my younger days, how I got trapped in the mausoleum when I made the wish on the Voodoo Queen's grave to give me superpowers. About how I was born with a veil. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Well, for your listeners out there, just check it out. Being born with a veil, and you'll be surprised. I was born with a mask on my face. It's a membrane that certain people are born with, and then those who survive it are gifted with certain powers, psychic abilities and stuff like that. So I was born with this thing on my face, and then suffocated the moment I died. And then they revived me, and when I got the thing off and was able to get me breathing again. That's how I came into this world. And later down the road, as I needed the superpowers. You know, I was fighting and I learned a lot of stuff. And I was taught by a real kung fu master and all that. And I've learned a lot of other stuff too. And I can go on and on, the military combat stuff. But then I needed these powers. I needed these powers to be able to stand up to the real big threats of the world. Now, one of them was my own daddy. And that's when I went to Marie Laveau's grave. Now, this is the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. And I did this when I was like about 13 years old. And I went over there and I marked this X on her grave, and I put some little offerings at the grave. And I was hoping for superpowers, and I didn't think I got any at that time, but I went wandering, and I went to this mausoleum out in the St. Louis Cemetery, and this mausoleum, the thick iron door, it was open, and so I went inside, and I went inside with a friend of mine, and when we went in there, that door slammed shut on us, bang, and I was trying to get out. We couldn't get out no matter what. My friend couldn't get out and all. We're trying to do our best and all, and it was pitch dark. You can scream in there. No one will ever hear you. No, you were trapped in that place. And that's when I said, if there's a time for the power, it's now. And that's when I ran at that door and gave it the best kick I had. And sure enough, with the superhuman power, the door come ripping out of the concrete. This big, heavy metal door ripping out of the concrete, the whole frame and everything, blocks falling. Bang, it hit the ground, and we had made our escape. And ever since then, when I've had to call upon superhuman strength, I've always remembered that, and I call upon that superhuman strength, which also gave me some pretty much superhuman speed, agility, and all those things that go along with having those type of powers. Then you may see that there's a picture of me when I'm doing a flying kick. This was done with the Superhero Project, and the reason for that flying kick is a symbolizing of that flying kick when I first tapped into superhuman